Hello viewers, and welcome to a new video. Today I'm going to be playing Darkest Heart surviving game in the Kaiserreich mod as La Plata. This is going to be the fourth video of this series, and when we last left off we built a rather significant army. We started with 8 divisions, now we have 34. We have increased our industry, researched some technology, so on and so forth. This episode I'm quite curious to see what's going to happen. Now, in the comment of the last video, Ango has asked to explain how Gde works. Well, it's basically a value where that modifies the values which are attack and defense of your own divisions. So for example, it says here that mobile defense has 80% Gde. So in a layman's terms, my units are 80% effective. So for example, here in mobility focus, tech tree, wait a second, where is it? 90%. That means that the units have a bigger modifier of attack and defense, which is why mobility focus is so powered in the base game, because it gives you 100% Gde. So your units are just completely superior to the enemies on equal terms when it comes to the model, soft attack, vulnerability, amount, and etc. So Gde can basically allow you to completely ignore the modifiers of the terrain, weather, well, assuming the disparity is big enough, and it can allow you to defeat divisions even in fairly crazy conditions that are stacked against you. And that's why Germany is so powerful in World War II, Darkest Tower. It's because they have basically all the Gde they may need in the world, and they are able to steamroll Poland and France and fight the Soviets because of the Gde disparity that they have. So higher Gde by default wins battles, but you can overcome that Gde by raw numbers. You just have to calculate the amount of troops that you need. So for example, if your Gde is 50% and an enemy's is 100%, upon completely equal circumstances, modifiers, models, and etc., you can defeat them theoretically. Well, no, not defeat them, but like you can hold your own against them. Just it'll be quite difficult, to put it lightly. So we have, or rather that equalizes it, excuse me. So we have built a bit more industry and a bit more militia. I'm going to start building cavalry divisions now. I want 12 so that I can upgrade those into tank divisions when the time is right. If you didn't know, there is, I won't say an exploit, but a new thing that has been added to the game where you can upgrade your units automatically, which is why my units are upgrading without me doing anything at all. Like, for example, you can see here that the militia upgrade is increasing by 0.14% every day, which are auto upgrades. And one second, Calper citizenship. Similar to what we have done in Uruguay and Paraguay, now should be the time to extend Federation citizenship to the British inhabitants of the Malvinas. Well, let's just do this for the memes, honestly. Yeah, doesn't really influence many things. But yes, as I've been saying, I can upgrade cavalry this way into armored divisions without using any industry. I mean, of course I can use industry, but this is basically literally the only province that I'm not guarding as a coast is La Plata, typical, but yes. Oh, I can just upgrade for free. It'll take a while, of course, about 2 years, but it will be done. So it's a worthwhile investment if you do have the technology, which I will have eventually. Though maybe I'm making a few too many cavalry divisions in one go. I just assumed that my industry would be able to handle it after I increased the amount of IC that I have, but I'm wrong, I guess. And that happens, as I've said before. So it looks like Brazil has won their little civil war here, and they have been quite weakened severely by it, and oh boy, the Second World War has started with France versus Germany. France has Italy on their side, while Germany has, you know, quite a few countries on their side. It's extremely likely that France is going to win here, unless Italian Federation... Oh no, actually, it's extremely likely that Germany is gonna win here, unless the Italian Federation joins France. In which case, it could be a rather difficult brawl for the Germans to win. And Egypt has declared war upon the Ottoman Empire. Oh, yeah, so I was quite correct that Persia would join in on invading the Ottomans, along with Hashemite Arabia and Egypt. Well, usually the Ottomans lose this one, so it'll be interesting to see how this goes. And it looks like the National Protection Alliance has annexed Tibet, so good for them. I'm quite curious to see if they'll expand anywhere else, but as I've said, we're going to see. And Mongolia is being beaten up by Japan. They took their capital of Urga, so that was absolutely expected. Russia is still in their civil war here, as you can see. They're fighting Turkestan along with Siberia, so they have their hands full still, even in 1939. And how's the war in Europe going? Well, France is barely pushed into Belgium. Greece has annexed the Cretan state, while Germany has taken a few French provinces, so I honestly do not quite see France winning this one unless they encircle some German units or Germany runs out of manpower, which happens extremely rarely in this mod for Germany just to run out of manpower. Plus, if... oh darn, I'm broke it seems, so I can't produce many things. The general that decreases my money production really isn't helping me out a lot here. But what's my money going away for? Trade away. What am I trading it away for? Coming... oh, so they did annex Belgium. Interesting. Well, I am... yo, why am I exporting... why am I exporting so much money to Hungary? Whoa. Why did my... I'm too broke to break the trade agreement. Ay. Okay, 1 second. I'm gonna have to break this trade agreement because this is just not gonna go anywhere. Break trade agreement. Energy money. Oh wait. Trade is 4. Yes, there we go. Good. Now my economy is finally on the upturn. Of course, I do need to produce more supplies now, but my money production modifier is not really good, so that really nerfed me a bit there, production wise. So let's go with more militia here to the north and foreign capital. Our Ministry of Industry has proposed that we initiate a campaign amongst the major powers of Europe and North America in order to attract foreign industry to La Plata. Yeah, sure. Europe's at war, but let's just grab their money while we can. And as I said, it does not look like France is doing too well. This is probably devolving into trench warfare of sorts, which is how World War I was fought, and that wasn't a fun time for anyone, I presume. And probably rightfully so. Oops, I have a tech team not doing anything. Let's get tanks, finally. At least light ones. Ooh. Looks like... the National Protection Alliance has united with the AOG and the Republic of China has appeared. Well, they are a decent counterbalance to the Qing Empire, to put it lightly. Oh! seems that National Protection Alliance kind of agreed to become one China in order to join Middle Europa, which is named for the German alliance. So that's interesting, and it looks like France is pushing the Germans out here in Alsace-Lorraine. Well, towards Alsace-Lorraine at least. To be fair, capturing these provinces is probably huge, because they can just kind of invade Arlon and maybe encircle them here in Belgium, but this is the AI, so that probably won't happen. Because who thought that the AI would play better than a human with an actual functioning brain? Not saying that the AI here is terrible, of course, but at least it doesn't suicide endlessly into your lines until it runs out of manpower. So there's that. I'm still curious when's that little investment event going to happen, because, you know, I wouldn't mind some investments into La Plata to bolster my economy. Okay, the standoff doctrine has been researched. Oh, I still have... Alright, I need to research armored division formation to be able to build tanks even. And it isn't too far away, thankfully, so I can just take this, I suppose, and research it. Because why not? I would have had to research it anyway, so what better time than now? And okay, I'm almost done researching I'm done researching 1939 infantry, so let's upgrade our artillery a little bit. Upgrading artillery basically gives you soft attack and hard attack, which are pretty useful modifiers for combat. I mean, without them you wouldn't be able to inflict damage to your enemy. So while the war is raging on in Europe and the Middle East, things are pretty calm in South America, surprisingly. Yep, Kurdistan has declared war from the Ottoman... Oh, no, well, yeah, they did declare war, but also independence from the Ottomans, so if they don't deal with this Kurdish problem quickly, Kurdistan is just going to die here. And that will be it. Oh. It seems that they have encircled some Persian units here in the north, so while letting in enemy units into your territory is not good because you lose industry and you'll have to rebuild it. Those units dying is a pretty good, I guess, counterbalance to it, because you'll have an enemy with less units against you. So that's a valid tactic, but you just have to be careful with it. Alright, I think I've probably built up enough militia divisions for now, and Japan has declared... One second, I have to... Okay. Finish this little army here in the north, and Japan has declared war upon the Qing Empire. It's extremely likely that Japan's going to win here, because they also have Mongolia on their side, and Japan itself is significantly stronger than the Qing. They even managed to beat Mr. Puyi, if Mr. Puyi has unified all of China, well, besides the Fengtian clique, or the Fengtian Republic even. So this could be a stomp potentially, but we'll see. Yeah, Russia is slowly advancing into Turkestan. Yeah, I haven't funded my intelligence agencies at all to see whether or not one country has any resources and etc. And great military parade held in capital. Nearly all nearby military units, the best troops, perfectly uniformed and with excellent elan, arrived in the capital. Thousands of people had gathered to watch the military parade for armed forces. Afterwards, our reporter on the scene could hear comments such as, "These guys will beat the crap out of the shrimp farmers. And daddy, did you see that guy in the tank with the big mustache? He said he had killed the Goofy with his bayonet. Did he really do that, daddy? So we are proud to tell you folks that our defense is in good hands." This is an amazing random event, because while it does eat up a fair amount of your supplies, it also reduces your descent significantly. So you know, it's a great event to fire randomly if you need descent reduction ASAP. Alright, we're going more towards standing army. The manpower experience and upgrades being cheaper. So there's that. So we have industrialized, we have looks like Brazil kind of caught up. I thought we had more industry than Bolivia plus Brazil combined, but hey, looks like I was wrong. And the totalist with this Luis Carlos Prestes guy being in charge. He kind of looks like the singer Drake, if I'll be honest. But that's interesting. Yeah, Brazil is also not doing well because they don't have Minister of Security and Chief of Staff properly arranged. They need ministers that can allow them to increase their manpower day by day. They don't have that, so they are in trouble. Okay, my money's going away again. Oh, I have my first cavalry division. Sweet. So, wait. Am I not producing any energy at all within my country? Wait. I have to check this out. View the provinces. Okay, we're producing rare materials, metal and oil, to not producing any energy at all, which is kind of insane even. Brazil's producing quite a, well, not quite a bit of it, but some of it, and Bolivia is producing quite a few rare materials and a bit of energy, but I'm not producing any, which is quite scary, to put it lightly. Though I am producing a decent amount of convoy intro home produced, but I have home produced metal from the Malvinas, no? Or either from the Falkland Islands. Malvinas, whatever. I'm playing as La Plata anyway, so might as well just call the Falklands properly. And the Trans-Caucasian Socialist Republic saw that the Ottomans are in flames and Armenia is probably weak, so they decided to capitalize on this, which is a smart plan, to put it lightly. Let's see here. What did I want to say? I'm researching anti-tank artillery because free hard attack on my units is never a bad thing. So after we have researched, I don't remember what we researched there. It was probably something good. Oh, tanks, right. We can start researching improved computing machine for a better research modifier. So we're going to do just that. I do wonder if investments for foreign countries are going to allow me to build, or rather to produce resources in my own country. Because if not, that would be annoying. That would be very annoying. So since Brazil is... it seems that Colombia and Ecuador have made their little alliance here. So that's interesting. And I'm out of manpower, which is nice, I suppose. So no more manpower for Argentina, I suppose. Oh, wait. Brazilian buildup. Oh, the Brazilian army is amassing troops and constructing new forts on the borders of La Plata. This is a clear sign of preparation for an invasion. How should we respond? Set up more forts. So, people will actually like that. Send more men and increase the border patrols. To be fair, I think we're going to go to war eventually, so one towards drafted army won't be good. I need one towards standing, so what I'm going to do is just probably construct forts, because why not, really. Also well, there wasn't an option to go to war, which I would have instantly accepted, because sitting around here and building up all the time is a bit boring. What can I do? I mean, there is definitely going to be a war, because Brazil is syndicalist, along with Bolivia, and we have to deal with that. So let's set the speed to extremely fast. Okay, it's April 1940 and finally. Brazilian and Platinian patrols exchange fire. A Platinian patrol has just come under fire from a Brazilian unit in the border area near Rivera, Uruguay. At 7 a.m. this morning, gunshots were heard from both sides of the border in an incident that resulted in 5 deaths on both sides. Our local commander has assured us that the Brazilians fired first, and we have just received a note from the Brazilian diplomat in Buenos Aires, indeed confirming that the troops fired the first rounds by accident after a misunderstanding. So, I can accept the apologies. Apologies are not enough. Demand compensation or deliberate act of aggression. Well, let's start a war. Looks like Brazil started a war, not me. Okay, so I've been building up cavalry here because I want to take this province quickly. What will this allow me to do? Well, if I take this province quickly, my troops will swoop in into Porto Alegre and encircle these divisions here, thus weakening Brazil significantly. So, let the great invasions of Brazil begin. Well, looks like we're winning here because we also have superior numbers, and Brazil isn't daring to attack me anywhere else. So, let's see here. Let's take this core province that we have for some free resources. Well, they're gonna have to rebuild up here, which makes sense, I guess. And looks like they have militarized divisions, which I probably should have also gotten, and being raided by Bolivia. How tragic. But yes, I'm going to encircle them here and weaken them significantly. So, what I also can do is try to take the capital of Bolivia for myself. During a war, what you want to do is always, if you don't have a puppet, for example, Chile here is not my puppet. So I'll have to take provinces by units from my own land, because Chile is going to get that land for themselves. So the best thing to do here is to milk control Chile and then just force them to sit and support your attack while you do everything. And it seems that Chile here is being a naughty boy by just kind of making my plans near impossible. Also, I choose this person to be a logistics wizard because logistics wizards buff your movement speed as well. So, I'm going to use that to my advantage and get to that province faster. It is a hills province, so wait, I'm going to maybe slow down a little bit. See, I'm being air raided here, which is nothing too bad, and I got invaded somewhere in La Plata. Is that a naval invasion? If they did try to naval invade me, that's at minimum quite oh crap, I skipped over an event. Oops. German industry arrives. Oh! Sweet. I guess I got +1 IC somewhere, which is epic at minimum. So we need to take Curitiba somehow. We're also doing positive casualty, well, have positive casualties against my enemy, which is nice. And Japan has annexed the Qing Empire. Well, who would have seen that one coming? They have National China, the Finnish Republic, and whatever the heck this is, which is nice. Russia is still under civil war and can't win it. Germany seems to be getting the upper hand against France slowly, and the Ottomans got destroyed along with Armenia. So we are in our own little war here that we are successfully winning, which is extremely good for me to see. Okay, now I'm not in debt anymore. That's amazing. Yeah, infantry is not really quick. It's not really a quick unit at all, but what can you do, really? Yeah, I'm attempting to looks like they have evacuated from Porto Alegre. Well, whatever. Looks like my plan has failed, so I'm just going to take that province. it's best to encircle units primarily, because if the units are encircled and then wiped out, that means that the country will never be able to use those units anymore, and they will be gone forever. I probably won't have to move to this province in the north, because they're gonna likely attempt to push out these 3 infantry divisions here. Yep, exactly. So I'm going to support defense, which means that my units are going to get there far faster. Oh, it's only 1 division, but still it allows me to just speed run to that province. June 29. Oh, now it's 7 divisions attacking. Well, we can relieve them and remove a fair bit of pressure by attacking one of the provinces that are partaking in this attack. So it's very likely that my units are going to retreat here, and yep, they did retreat. But at the same time, we did manage to break one of their provinces, which is good as well. So I took Curitiba here, and I'm going to continue into Campo Grande, not to let Brazil rest and recover the units at all. So while my divisions did get broken here, it's not that bad, because I can just kind of resend them there, I suppose. Reserves. Wait. I'll have to reorganize things here. So, 1 second. So, 7 divisions here. Excellent. So now I'm waiting for my units to just get there, which is quite important, to put it lightly. And it's middle of 1940, so let's just maybe call the episode here. We have done quite a fair bit, expanded our army even more. We have started a war with the syndicalists to the north with Drake over here, and we are winning the war, I suppose. The Brazilians are not causing us too much trouble, so maybe I overbuilt a little bit, but we'll see in the next episode. So thank you for the view. I hope you enjoyed the video, and I'll see everyone in whatever else I plan on doing. Goodbye.